Welcome to the Three Mouseketeers, the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Emily.
Tonight's episode, we're going to do a beginning to a fun series that we wanted to do. Basically, we are drafting our own Disney park. We're going to start with quick service. So tonight, we're going to be drafting 5 quick service restaurants. They can be located at any Disney park. But first, let's do some trivia. Are you guys ready to play?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question is, what was Tiana wanting to turn into a restaurant? Is it A, a sawmill, B, an old barn, C, a sugar mill, or D, abandoned plantation?
I don't think it's D.
Okay, why?
Me neither.
It just doesn't sound right. What was the second one again?
An old barn.
I don't think that's right either.
I also don't think that is right. So the other options were a sawmill or a sugar mill, correct?
Correct.
What's jumping out in my head is a sugar mill.
Yeah, I think that it's a sugar mill
Why do you think that?
because I'm just pretty sure that that's what it is.
Exactly.
Okay. So no real reason. You just think it's sugar mill.
I mean, I feel like I remember that.
Hey, look, Jared, you should be happy because for once we both agree.
I know.
That is true. I'm just trying to figure out why you think that.
I think that I just remember that.
Yeah. The only other one that I thought maybe was the sawmill, but that doesn't even sound right. But, I mean, that's the only one that I think is possible.
Okay. So your answer is C, sugar mill. Final answer?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what if I told you were wrong?
Oh, well.
Then it is what it is. Or you'd be lying.
I would be lying because it is, in fact, C, sugar mill.
Okay. That's what I figured.
Yeah, I figured that one would be pretty easy for at least Emily. I figured Emily would know that right off the top of her head.
Yeah, I pretty much did.
All right. Well, Emily, I guess that means you win the history fact, too. What is it? What you got?
Did y'all know that out of Disney's 5 highest grossing films, only 2 of them are animated?
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought this was really interesting because whenever I think of Disney, I automatically go to their animated movies because I feel like those are the classics and they're the most popular, but that's not really the case. And um, the 5 highest grossing films are Marvel, The Avengers, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, Toy Story 3, Iron Man 3, and Frozen. So the only 2 of those that are animated are Toy Story 3, which was surprising to me, and Frozen.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I
It
guess that makes sense. I figured that Pirates of the Caribbean would have one on there, but I mean,
Right.
for some reason, I didn't even think Avengers, which
Well,
makes
because
complete sense.
you don't think of Avengers. Yes, they are part of the Disney company, but they're not Disney movies, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're Marvel movies. So those weren't even on my radar. So I
Yeah.
was thinking like remakes, like Aladdin remake or like a Disney movie, you know?
Yeah, me too. And I was really surprised to see Toy Story 3. I know that people like waited a really long time for it, and so a lot of the people that went to see it were adults and then adults taking their children and things like that. So I can kind of see it, but then again, I figured that there were other animated movies that would have come in higher than that.
But you also think of it, that isn't a full Disney movie either. It's a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
So really the only two Disney movies are Frozen and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So what Amanda is saying is this is a sham of a list.
Yeah.
Mm,
Redo. No, just joking.
mm.
Give us the real answers, Disney.
Well, combined, all 5 of the films had a gross total income of $2.27 billion in theaters, and Toy Story's was over 415 million, and Frozen was a little bit less than that at 400 million. So still Toy Story coming in really high, which was surprising to me.
So what you're saying is Disney has not even made enough to match Elon Musk in their top 5 movies.
I guess not.
Okay, now I have a question. Are the movies adjusted for inflation or is it just like strict numbers?
I mean, they're all newer movies, so I mean, there's not a whole lot of
Yeah.
inflation to be added there.
Well, that's why I was wondering, did they compare it to inflation, the inflation prices for Snow White or you know what I mean?
Oh,
To
I
make
see
the
what you're
top 5
saying.
list.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming they would have. But I can't say for certain.
Okay, just curious.
Very interesting.
Well, I guess I should go ahead and give my tip for the week. And this week, I want to talk about flying into Disneyland. Previously, we talked about flying into Disney World and what your best options were. So, feel like we need to give Disneyland a little love here. There are actually quite a few airports around Disneyland, some closer than others. But let's go ahead and get a list of the ones that are relatively close. You have John Wayne Airport, Los Angeles International Airport, Long Beach Airport, Hollywood Burbank Airport, Ontario International, and San Diego International. Those range from around 13 miles to about 96 miles away. And personally, I really enjoyed going into John Wayne Airport. It is about 15 miles from Disneyland, and it's a smaller airport, but still has a lot of the major airlines that fly there. So it was just easier to get in and out. They do have car rental right there on property, and it only takes, even with busy times, about 30 minutes to get to Disneyland from there, which is not bad in Los Angeles traffic. So I think probably John Wayne would be the way to go, and how I would tell my clients to get there if they're using me as their travel agent. And that airport code is SNA for anyone who is looking for the John Wayne Airport.
So look for SNA.
SNA, that's it.
I mean, which one's the Orlando MCO?
Ontario? Oh, sorry.
No,
Yes, Orlando is
Orlando. Yeah,
MCO.
MCO. Okay, well, very cool. So that's the quickest one that you can get to Disneyland from.
Yes, in my opinion, that's probably your best bet. LAX is about 40 miles, so it'll take you a good amount of time to get there.
Yeah,
Um, it is a bigger airport, so you may be able to find cheaper prices or more direct flights, but I would personally pay just a little bit more to save the headache of going to LAX.
right. And I mean, LAX is its own issues. So
Right. And San Diego to me would only really make sense if you were planning to go to San Diego,
yeah,
then tacking on a Disneyland trip to it. Otherwise, it's like 96 miles away. It's going to take several hours to get there from
exactly.
San Diego. So,
All right. Well, very interesting. I've I've flown to LA, but I haven't gone for Disneyland. So I went to
I've been for
LAX.
Yet.
Disney, and I flew into LAX, and we Ubered from the airport to our hotel, which was right by Disneyland. And it honestly, I was expecting it to be worse than it was. It wasn't too bad, but the only reason we didn't pick the other one was because it was quite a bit more expensive at that time, but we would have if it was cheaper.
So it's definitely something that you have to consider whenever you're booking a trip from out of state to go into to LA.
I mean, you should definitely check all of the airports. They are within, most of them, within a reasonable amount of time to get from the airport to Disneyland. So you can see which one has the best price, and go from there.
Yeah, and I mean that's a good tip because not everybody is really aware of the airports that are in the surrounding areas. Like most
Right.
people would
I
just
mean,
think,
LA,
"Oh, LAX is where I
right.
need to go."
And that's not necessarily always the case. Now, some of them are smaller. Like I know Long Beach Airport is a smaller airport. So you probably aren't going to have the major airlines there. But the others have a good variety, I would say.
All right, well, very good tip. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the segment for this episode. In this segment, we have hero or villain. Amanda, we picked Nick from Zootopia.
We did.
I had somebody else in mind, and you said that we might have already picked them, so we are not doing them. I'm gonna have to go back through our whole catalog and figure out if we did, but I don't think we did. But we're gonna pick Nick from Zootopia because we know
All
Emily
right.
loves this movie.
It's Emily's favorite.
It is.
And I've totally seen the entire thing start to finish.
All right, Emily. With that being said, what is your first opinion of Nick from Zootopia?
Villain, because he's in Zootopia.
That is not fair.
Honestly, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've given this movie a shot, and I don't remember a ton about it.
Do
He's the
you know who
fox,
Nick
right?
is? Yes, he is the
Yes.
fox.
Yeah, I don't remember much more about him, but foxes typically have a reputation of being sneaky and
A
not good.
predator. He's a predator.
Yeah.
Um, I would say, in my opinion, that Nick is a hero. While he does have that predator classification, I guess, especially in Zootopia, he does help Judy Hopps get to the bottom of the case and solve the case. And I mean, although she was a great bunny cop, she did need a little help, and he helped her work through the case. And I think that makes him a hero.
You know, I keep going back and forth on this because yes, he does uh help her solve the case and solve like why these people are going missing and help find the missing people in general, but at the same time, the only reason he starts helping her is because he gets manipulated and blackmailed into helping her. So he wouldn't have really helped if he wasn't forced into it. So does that make him a hero? I don't know that it really can.
Not initially, but by the end, he really got into it and was really helping her. Like he could have left later on, but he didn't. He stuck through it and helped her.
That's
And I
true.
feel like that shows that he grew as a, not a person, but an animal,
No, they're people. They're
a Zootopian. It shows that he grew and changed kind of who he was to become the hero. And isn't that what we all strive to do? Become better people.
no, that is not true. Not
Well,
everybody
everybody
strives to
but
become
Jared.
better people.
They should.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I think that the way Amanda puts it makes it sound like he's a hero. So,
I mean, I don't know. I could go villain just because of who he is, his past. Like he's a master manipulator himself. Uh, he's a scam artist, is what he is, and he is
Was. That's who he was.
well.
people can change.
That
People
is
can
true.
change.
I don't know. I guess I would say hero, sure, because he changes, but
Yeah, I mean,
I could see arguments for both.
I could see him as well, but I like to see how they have changed throughout the movie, and he definitely changes from what he was to how he ended at the end. So you can see the growth there.
I'm really interested to find out your answer for Officer Hops then, because she definitely changes at the end of the movie, but not in the way you would think, because she actually gets involved with the mob by the end of the movie. So she
Yes, but
changed, and she didn't change for the better.
well, she did because
Mm,
she
I mean,
did.
to a degree, yes, but she becomes involved with the mob, Amanda.
They were helping her.
That's what the mob does. They help you so they can help themselves. All right, let's go ahead and move on into the main topic. I think we've kind of talked about Nick Wilde a bit, and I think we're all in agreement that he is, at the end of the movie, a hero.
Yes.
But let's go ahead and move on to our first of a few episodes. We're not exactly sure how many we're doing. I think we're going to do about 3, maybe 4, but yeah. So this one is going to be quick service restaurants at Disney parks. We're trying to build our own Disney park. So we're going to do stuff like quick service, sit down restaurants. We're going to do rides, shows, things of that nature. So, all right, Amanda, you actually spun a wheel to find out who was going to go first, and your name came up. That's not suspicious at all. So why don't you
Hey,
go
I
ahead
showed you
and
the
go?
screenshot. I did not
She
cheat on
spun it
this.
5 times until she got her.
Until
That's
she
what
got
she didn't
hers,
show
yeah.
us.
I
Exactly.
actually only did it once.
Sure, we'll believe you on that.
Okay,
Why
good.
don't you go ahead
Because
and go
that's the
first then?
truth. My first choice is going to be Flame Tree
I
Barbecue
knew
in
it was going
Animal
to be.
Kingdom.
Yep.
Is that what you were choosing too, Jared?
That was going to be my first one. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was going to be one of mine as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, that is one of my absolute favorite quick services in all of the Walt Disney World parks. And I figured at least Jared was probably going to try to take that one. And that's why I chose it first.
That's why you manipulated the
I
spin to
did not.
become
No,
the first draft pick. Yeah.
no, no,
Mm-hmm.
no.
No, we get it.
Um, yeah, Flame Tree has some great options. I know previously they used to have some barbecue fries that were delicious, and I wish they'd bring those back. But in the meantime, their macaroni and cheese with the barbecue and the onion ring on top is yummy and one of my favorite things there.
I personally love their ribs the best.
And now that they do like the flotillas and stuff, there's actually a back seating area behind the restaurant that I didn't know about until like 2 trips ago. There's so much more seating back there that I had no idea about it. And you can see the water from there, so you can kind of
Hmm.
see the flotillas coming by, which is pretty cool. Nice little bonus.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Emily, why don't you go ahead and give your first one?
Okay. This is probably not going to be a surprise to y'all, but my first one is Columbia Harbor House
I
at
knew you would
Magic
choose that.
Kingdom. Yep. I love this place mostly for the lobster roll. It's one of my favorite things to eat at Disney in general, but I also just really love the atmosphere of it and that it's in the Magic Kingdom. And kind of like what Amanda said about Flame Tree Barbecue, with there being some seating that is kind of a little bit of a secret. Columbia Harbor House has an entire upstairs area that a lot of people don't realize is there. I think that they think the stairs are like off limits, or I really don't know. But usually, whenever you go up there, you can get a really nice table and it's quiet and no one's up there. And there's a really cool window where you can look out on Magic Kingdom. And I really like it.
Yeah, I considered putting this one on my list, but like I said, I knew you were going to choose it, so did not. Have you gone there before, Jared?
I don't believe I've been to this one. No.
You'll have to try it. It's good.
Yeah. I usually get fried shrimp there. But they
If
also
you like
have,
lobster, I would do the
yeah.
lobster roll for sure. And then they have the homemade chips with it, and it's good.
All right, very cool. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one, which is Beach Club Marketplace.
That's way out of left field, but I know why you
Way
chose
out of
it.
left field.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was my second option only because Amanda picked Flame Tree, and the whole reason is for the pulled pork macaroni. For some reason, it just tastes better there. I don't know what it is. I mean, Flame Tree is very good too, but Beach Club Marketplace just seems like it's a little bit better.
You were just hungrier at that
I
time,
don't think that's the
and
case.
it's the goldfish they put on top.
The goldfish does add a little bit, but
Did they crumple them up, or they were
no,
just
No,
like
nope, whole
placed
goldfish
on
just
top?
placed on top.
like just
Oh,
dumped on top,
okay.
Yeah.
basically. Not
And
even
it's
a
a good
plate.
sized
Weird.
portion as well.
It was a lot because I saved like half of mine. It was so much.
Huh.
Yep. Th- that one, it doesn't really feel like a quick service to me because
But it
it's,
is.
I guess, technically, but it's like they don't really have seating in there. It's in the store.
Well, they don't have the seating inside, but you can go directly outside and it has seating. It has tables there and
Yeah, outside,
yeah, but
like
you're not
literally
sitting
outside.
in Flame Tree.
But the Flame Tree is all outside. That's
Okay,
different.
so I mean,
Okay.
is it different? I will agree with you that it is different, but technically they have tables that you can go and sit at.
You're right. And I guess everybody is entitled to their opinion. That is not one I would choose, but that's all right. You did.
I did. All right, just so that Amanda doesn't get the first pick every single time. Emily, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Okay, so my next one is going to be Flo's V8 Cafe at Disneyland.
Oh, that's a
And
good choice.
yes, really, my main reason for picking this is the theming of it, not necessarily the food, which the food is good. I mean, it's like a 50s diner, but mostly it's because of the Cars 50s diner theming. I just think it's really, really cool and um like that classic good Disney theming that they did not skimp out on.
Yes. I love that area in California Adventure, that whole cars area,
Me too.
especially at night with all the neon lights lighting up that whole area. It is amazing. And
I know.
that's the first time I saw Flo's was at night, and I was like, I've got to go there.
Yeah, that's at nighttime, it's definitely really neat, and it's a cool place to take pictures and to just go inside and enjoy and have a milkshake, and it's a cool place.
It really is. That was going to be on my list too. So good choice, Em.
I've never been,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I'm sure it's
Well, you
delightful.
should look up pictures of it because it's cool.
Okay. All right. Well, with my second pick, I'm going to go with Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo. So this one's
Good
at
choice.
Hollywood Studios. It is in Star Wars area, and I like it. It's a pretty good place to go and get some food.
Yeah, it is one of the better places I feel like in Hollywood studios for quick service. Um, Good choice.
Yeah, I had this on my list as well. I really liked it whenever I went. I went to the one in Disneyland, but they're essentially the same thing.
Yeah,
But their food is like definitely unique, but also not unique. Like you can get fried chicken, but it's presented
in a
not
different
like
way.
fried
Yeah,
chicken. Yeah, so even picky eaters could eat there, but still be kind of adventurous.
Yeah. Or feel like they're being adventurous at
Yeah,
least.
exactly.
All right. Well, I guess that brings me to my second choice, and that is going to be Captain Cook's at the Polynesian Resort.
That's a good
I
one.
it's so delicious, and lately I've been really craving the pork nachos. So if you're going to Walt Disney World anytime soon, you should definitely hop over to the Poly and check out their pork nachos.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I've heard great things.
yeah.
I
I
haven't been there, but
I think that's a good choice as well.
Yeah, they have a variety of stuff, so there's really something for everybody, but it does have like a Hawaiian flair to it, I would say. Um, the pork nachos had like a pineapple salsa, so it was super delicious.
mm, yum. Okay, my next choice is actually in Disney Springs, and it is Deluxe Burger, which I wasn't 100% sure if it counted as a quick service, but according to Disney's website, it does. So that's what I'm going with because Deluxe Burger is delicious, and I'm a huge fan of sauces, and they have all the unique sauces that you could possibly get. So, a burger with fries and about 10 of the sauces is like my ideal meal. It's really good and um it's just something quick in the Disney Springs area too, so I like that.
Now, are the sauces for the burgers or for the fries?
I don't know. I think for the fries, but you could do them for either, but they like you get them in like a little condiment cup. So I would say they're more for like dipping fries in my opinion.
Okay. That's actually one of the places I haven't gone yet, but it's on my list. So maybe I should check that out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it was really good last time I went there. It's been several years, but it was delicious and they had really good milkshakes too that were like seasonal, so like
Hmm,
fall milkshakes and, different Christmas milkshakes, stuff like that.
interesting.
So that means it's my turn, and I am going to go with a place that I venture to often, and that is Contempo Cafe.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you like about it?
I mean, it's got a good variety, but they also have like baked goods and stuff like that that you can choose from. You can get a good variety of stuff. And then
Yeah,
also just the convenience, especially if you're staying in the contemporary.
right. I considered that one as well for previous trips, but the last trips, actually, basically since the closure and the reopening, it doesn't feel like they have the variety that they used to. And
Really,
so
that's
the last
upsetting.
couple of times I've gone, it's been a little disappointing to me. Um, but maybe they're going back to their previous offerings. I don't know.
Hopefully they would do that.
Yeah. And you can specify that it's the one before
Yeah, the one before the
before the
closure, I
closure.
guess. Because I did not go my last trip
Yeah,
because we just never really ventured to the contemporary.
right. It always depends on where you stay, on if you're going that direction or not, you know?
Yeah,
Because if you're staying at even at the Poly or the Grand Floridian, it's pretty easy to get to the Contemporary from there.
right. But you have to think about it too, though. Like our whole concept here is that we're putting everything into a park,
Right.
right? So, I mean, it wouldn't be at the resort; it would be within the park.
No, no, I know. I was just saying for that restaurant
Right. Yeah.
specifically how it really is.
Hmm.
All right. I guess my next one is going to be Casey's Corner. I feel like it is a good quick service with the hot dogs and corn dogs. And it gives you something quick that you can get. I mean, I know the quick services are all supposed to be quick, but some I feel like take longer to get your food and sit and eat than others. And this is something that you could really take with you and walk and eat at the same time, but still have a full meal.
Yeah, that's a classic one, in my opinion. It did not make my list, but it is a classic, and I did think about it.
Yeah. I feel like I was trying to get a variety, something for everybody if they're coming to my park. And so that's why I chose it.
Oh,
Okay. I mean,
that's
it makes
a
sense.
good thought. Hmm, that might make me reconsider my last ones.
You're welcome.
Well, I guess my next one would be Sunshine Seasons from Epcot. This is the restaurant that's in the Land Pavilion, and I really just think their food is really good. Like, it's not really themed, although I will say I like the Land Pavilion a lot, and it's a good place to people watch. So if you like to people watch, that would be a good restaurant for you. But it's not really themed. I just think the food is really good and kind of a step above a lot of other quick service, and that's why I like it.
I agree with that. It also it's not necessarily healthier, but it feels like it's healthier.
Well, they do have a lot more healthy options. I will say that. They still have desserts and stuff, but and some unhealthy things, but I usually find stuff like grilled salmon and stuff like that there that is like more fresh and healthy and just yeah.
Right. It feels like it has more vegetables and things like
Mhm.
that too. And I'm guessing maybe it comes from living with the land. I don't know for sure that it does, but it feels fresher. So
Yeah. And I do think that some of it is supposed to have come from living with the land, if I'm remembering correctly.
yeah. I know Garden Grill does, but I wasn't sure about Sunshine Seasons.
Yeah.
Okay, my fourth pick is, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to get away with this one or not, but it is on Disney's list as a quick service, and that is Tamu Tamu Refreshments. I really wanted to get like a dessert in there, and I think this is probably one of the better ones.
Okay.
It also has some alcoholic beverages. It has some beer as well. So
It does. Yeah, and you can order appetizers.
yeah,
So,
mostly dessert type stuff, but yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's not a bad choice.
I mean I have to have like a dessert spot in my park. So
Yeah. And see, I wasn't thinking of a dessert as if it just has like dessert type stuff as a quick service. I was thinking that more of a snack shack
see, and
almost.
that's why I was saying I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get away with it, but it is listed as quick service in Animal Kingdom.
My next location is from Wilderness Lodge and it is Geyser Point. I feel like it was probably something that wasn't on either of your lists, but it's a really cool location. You get to watch the geyser, first of all, and I think that's a huge selling point there. It also it is a quick service, but you can also sit at a table there and they can bring it to you. So it's kind of a merge between a table service and a quick service. But it's not one that you can do reservations for. So they have really cool drinks. They have a big bar there too. And it just has a lot of variety and good burgers. So I feel like it needed a spot in my park.
Hmm. I've never been here, but same thing as all the other ones. I've heard really good things. So,
I haven't been either, so I can't say one way or the other. But I mean, I'm sure it's perfectly fine.
You should try it. You just have to, or you can catch a boat from Magic Kingdom and take the boat over there. That's what we did. That's pretty cool. It's a nice little ride and then good food.
Okay, fifth and final pick, and I think that I'm gonna have to go with Boardwalk Pizza Window, just because
Interesting
I
choice.
need
I
a
know.
pizza place at my park, and it's quick, and that's the whole
Hmm.
reason for a quick service, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad choice because I do like that pizza window. It's a good pizza window. it wasn't even on my radar. Didn't
Yeah,
even think about it.
yeah, and that's why I figured I could get it last. Is
Yeah.
because I thought that it would go overlooked.
Yeah. It did. In my opinion, it did.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the only pizza places I was thinking of were like now it's Pizza Rizzo in Hollywood Studios,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like their pizza's that great anymore. So I was like, I don't want that one.
See, and I was really thinking about Rizzo's, but just I don't know. I would rather if it's going to be a quick service, I would rather it be the pizza window.
Yep. Nope, you're right. I think that's a great choice. Yep. Good job, Jared.
Thanks.
All right. My last choice is one I know that neither one of you have been to, but I absolutely love the theming. It is Queen of Hearts Banquet Hall in Tokyo Disneyland.
I've been to that
It-
one,
oh yeah, I'm sure you have.
even though I've never
I
been to the park. I've been to that one.
I honestly don't remember the food. I mean, it was way too long ago, but the theming was amazing. It really felt like you were in Alice in Wonderland, and I would go back there again in a heartbeat. One fun thing, we went actually the day after Thanksgiving when we lived in Japan, and they gave out with the meal like a little plate and a little cup that were Christmas, but they're like actual like porcelain cups or whatever, glass. And so it was a little fancy thing that you get from Tokyo Disneyland. I thought that was really cool, and we got it at that restaurant. Um, you get to see the Cheshire Cat in there. They have the cards, the card soldiers all lining up outside the door. It's just over the top theming, and how I wish a lot of Disney's restaurants and rides in general would be um, that over the top theming that makes you feel like you're a part of it. And I just love it.
Very cool.
I've I have seen YouTube videos of this place and it does look really cool. I went down like a rabbit hole of watching Tokyo Disney vloggers a while back and they all always went here and it's a really cute place.
All right, Emily. What about your last one? Your last pick.
Okay, my last pick is kind of complicated because right now it's technically not still a functioning restaurant, but I'm hoping that it will be again. And it's Tangerine Cafe in Epcot. And right now they're just using it. It's like they took off the full menu and now it's like a seasonal food booth inside of a restaurant, basically. But if it's my park, then I'm putting the actual Tangerine Cafe in it
Yeah, I'm good
because
with
it
it.
is one of my absolute favorite places. So, it's Mediterranean food. It's in the Morocco Pavilion at Epcot. I love Mediterranean food, and you get a lot of food for a pretty good price. And yeah, it's good. You can't go wrong with like lamb Euro meat and sides. And my mom and I always go here. It's one of my favorites.
I
Very
did not
cool.
see that one coming either, but it totally makes sense knowing you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I really go here every time I'm in Epcot.
Well, I
I
guess
don't
that's
think
why
I've
you haven't
ever
gotten
missed out.
back, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, once you open it back up, then I'll go.
I know exactly. I'm really not sure what they're doing with it. It's kind of odd. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah, I
really
know the
knows what
other.
Disney's doing these days. So,
Yeah, I know the other restaurant in Morocco, Spice Road, Spice
Yeah,
Table.
Spice Road Table, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never been there.
I think it changed ownership and opened under Disney instead of the other company that had
Yeah,
it before. So I wonder if that other company owned Tangerine Cafe too. I don't know if they did or
that's
not.
that's very possible.
all in all, I think we all have a very good list of quick service. One of the things that I was very upset about was, and I looked at the list, and I thought that this might be a good one to pick. I was really hoping I was going to be able to pick Gideon's, but it is not on the list.
Well,
It's
because
not a
that's
quick
dessert.
service.
I
Yeah, it's
know,
just
but
dessert.
I know, but I mean, Tamu Tamu Refreshments is on the list as a quick service, and that's why I was very surprised to be able to get that one.
Yeah,
So
you were just looking for a loophole.
I
Yeah,
was, yeah, for sure. I was really hoping Gideon's was on the list, but it's not. So that's the only reason I didn't pick that one.
yeah.
Because if I would have been able to get that one, then you guys would have been upset with me.
I like Gideon's, but there are things that I like better. And if you're gonna choose a dessert place, I'm really surprised you didn't choose Aloha Isle in Magic Kingdom
Mm, that's a good one.
or what is it, Friar Tuck's Nook or whatever, because of all the different ice cream float options and stuff they have.
Yeah, I just like the Dole Whip options at Tamu Tamu.
All right. Good choices.
Very good
I think
choices.
so too.
I think we did a great job. Not exactly sure which draft we're gonna do next, but we'll be doing another one like this. But that's going to bring us into mousekeeping. We would like to promote our YouTube. Go ahead and check that out. That link is bit.ly/T3M YouTube. That is all lowercase. Again, that link is bit.ly/T the number 3M YouTube. Visit us on social media at T3M Podcast on all social media platforms. If you love the show, tell your family and friends where to find us because we only grow because of you spreading the word at home.
There's never been a better time to work with a travel specialist, a primary contact for your questions and concerns, someone to help navigate the new rules and regulations of travel, leaving you time to relax and enjoy the vacation you deserve. Are you ready to see what the world has to offer? If so, contact me on Facebook at amanda.hollis, Capture the Magic Vacations, or send me an email at amanda.hollis at capturethemagicvacations.com.
Join us every other Thursday to hear our newest episode.
Okay, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for listening. You can also be a part of the magic by following the show at T3M Podcast on all social media platforms. That's T, the number 3M Podcast. Leave us a 5-star written review and we'll read it on an upcoming episode. If you have an announcement that you would like to have on the show or just want to reach out to us, you can send us an email at t3mpodcast@gmail.com.
Have a zippity-doo-dah day.
See you real soon.